Hello, everyone.
Hi,
Greetings and welcome to the Daily Wrap.
sponsored by Virgin Media. It
Yes,
is Wednesday. We are deep into PAX EGX now, and the day at EGX is drawing to a close, but there's been plenty to see and do. Um,
there is
but
so
Zoe,
much more coming up as well because although EGX is drawn to the close, PAX is now on the brink, the precipice of starting. So we've got loads of stuff to tell you about what's coming up, competition you can enter, what we've been doing today as well. Because Ian, we've been doing quite a few EGXy type things, haven't we?
we have once more been stalking the EGX show floor, finding interesting things to see and do and play. So we're going to be chatting about our favourite things of Wednesday the 16th in a bit. And there's also, I hear there might be a little surprise at the end of
You
this.
hear with your ears?
I've heard something. Have you heard anything about this,
I've
Zoe?
heard a teeny tiny thing, yeah, from
Hmm.
the crows by my window. Not little birds. Little birds don't tell me anything.
Just
Instead,
big
big,
gothy crows.
big old crows tell me what's coming. And yeah, we have a very special, mysterious Xbox Series S trailer, gameplay trailer, in fact, coming to you at the end of the Daily Wrap. So do stick around for that if you're into gaming, which if you're watching this, definitely, hopefully are.
Fingers crossed. If you're
Yeah.
not into gaming, perhaps hopefully we can persuade you to enjoy it anyway.
Exactly, yeah.
Mm.
Ian, have you been enjoying your day at the virtual, the digital EGX?
I've been loving it. I've been loving it. This, like I said earlier, there is a whole virtual show floor that's been built by the wonderful
Yes.
EGX team. Behind the scenes, they've been working really hard, and there is so much stuff to click on and go through. You can check out upcoming games. You can play demos. You can
Yep.
watch loads of live streams like this one here. You can even buy exclusive merch like t-shirts, pins, hats. I hear there may even be some mugs, Zoe.
Yeah, some mugs. And there's a t shirt with our bodies and faces on it. We have our
I
very own t shirt, a Eurogamer one, which has. Are you looking around for it now to see if you
I,
have it?
I,
I can
I
just
thought
see
maybe
you.
it was still here, but it may be in the wash box. I wore it like 3 days straight.
Yeah, me
It's very
too.
good.
It's really good. So Ian is a barbarian on it. I am a knight with a magic sword, and Aoife is a mage with some magic
Casting
stuff.
green plasma flame.
Doing all the things. But
Mhm.
as well as playing demos and looking at the merch that Ian mentioned and like perusing the digital show floor, there have also been quite a few panels that have gone on today. And Ian and I have been to one each as well. There were so many to choose from this year, so
Mhm.
many. But Ian, what did you go for?
So I watched a panel that I watched it today, but I
Mm-hmm.
actually watched it before EJEX started. So this was like leftover. This was PAX Australia time. So
Australia
we're
time.
a little bit in the future. So it was 10:15 a.m. and it was on PAX Channel One, and it was called a long time ago. A history of Star Wars games.
Yes.
Now, I don't know if you know, I'm a bit of a Star
You're
Wars
quite
fan.
into your Star Wars, aren't you?
I like Star Wars and I also like games. So a
Yeah.
panel all about Star Wars and games. Ideal for me.
Really,
This
yeah.
one was really cool. It was pretty much almost an hour long, and it was hosted by two Australian streamers called Inferno and Straight Jacket
Which,
Jim.
which you can see on screen right now, some clips
There
of
they
them
are.
doing the stream.
Yeah, and they started off. They basically took us through not all Star Wars games, but a huge chunk from the very first wireframe games, like the one you might be seeing now that was played in the arcade and
Yep, that
stuff.
was.
And then they talked about Super Star Wars on the Super Nintendo,
I
which is one of my favorite Star Wars
Are we in a
games.
pod racer going through some desert?
That's it. That's some
That's the
excellent
one, yeah.
Mode 7 Super Nintendo gameplay, driving around Tatooine in Luke's land speeder,
Hmm.
shooting at Womp Rats, I think they
Things. And there's also
are.
one with a cockpit, apparently, a cockpitty game.
That's Star Wars versus TIE Fighter. That is a very well known PC flight sim game. They talked quite a bit about that as well. They also talked a little bit about Star Wars Republic Commandos, which is a
Ooh.
first person shooter one. I was a little bit disappointed they didn't mention anything about Dark Forces, which is kind of like it's a Star Wars first person shooter built in like the Doom engine. So it's around
Ooh.
that time, and I absolutely love Dark Forces. So they played around. They didn't really they skirted around that. But they also talked about Knights of the Old Republic, of
Yep.
course, the fantastic BioWare RPG. And once they'd covered off their favoritist Star Wars games, they also talked about some of the worst ones they played, including Rebel Assault, which I remember playing on the PC and dying a lot on the Beggar's Canyon training
Oh
mission.
man.
It's very frustrating gameplay, but they didn't touch on the my most worst Star Wars game.
What was
Which
that, Ian?
Connect Star Wars.
Oh, Connect Star Wars, you say?
Mhm.
Well,
Why-
as you can see on the screen right now, Ian has given that game a go with Aoife.
Yeah, that was a late to the party that we did, and I don't know what the thought process behind a dancing game with Star Wars was, but
We're seeing Han Solo dancing on the screen with some
mhm.
thing. I don't know. That's really bizarre.
I picked this clip because you get to see my knees at the end of it.
You see your knees at the end of it. Oh yeah, look at them going all the way
Yeah,
up.
lift them knees up really high.
That's such an odd choice to go with a dancing Star Wars game. I
I
must
think they
confess.
found, yeah, I think they found stuff that worked for Connect, like dancing games, and were like, oh, let's just do a Star Wars thing and best of both worlds. But
They were like, let's just stick with that as a thing because that's fine. That absolutely works.
it was a bit pants. And also, they did speak quickly about Star Wars Squadrons, which is the upcoming brand new flight sim game from EA, which I'm so looking forward to because you can play it in VR all the way through the campaign and multiplayer, and you can play it with a HOTAS controller as well.
Amazing.
That's how I'm going to be playing it.
Look at you! I can see you moving around. You're so excited for all the things that are happening.
Oh, I can't like the Star Wars Battlefront had a Star Wars VR section, and it was only about 7 minutes long, and it was one of the coolest things ever because I was like actually inside an X-wing, and this is like a full game, so I'm super
Full
excited.
game.
A full game.
Well, while you were watching some Star Wars goodness, I went to a talk on My First Year, What to Expect, hosted by Adam Boyne, Rhys Banbury, Abby Willett, and Gabriel Idowu, which was about the first year in the industry for people who are working in the games industry. This was more on the technical side, the developing side than journalism, but it was really interesting. They were talking about kind of all the things that they've had to navigate in their very first year with starting, and the first thing they mentioned was that there are some quite tight deadlines in the industry, which shouldn't be surprising at all. So kind of working around navigating, going from studying a university degree to then working in the video game industry, where it was like, okay, no, things need to be done on time, like properly. I feel
more of this university shenanigans.
Exactly, no more of that stuff happening. But it was really cool because there was lots of genuinely inspirational stuff in there that I think applies to way more than just game developing. One of them was fail as fast as possible, because they were saying that when you first start, you're going to make a lot of mistakes, but you should kind of embrace them because it means that the quicker you fail, the quicker you learn the stuff that you're actually meant to do, which is awesome.
Nice,
yeah, it's really cool. And they also said that you need to keep learning forever because basically you can never learn too much on the developing side. So they were like, we're always learning new things to do, which was also really motivational to hear that they're still learning now. So they also gave a name drop to EGX. Abby said that actually going to the career booths at EGX was really, really helpful. So next time there are career booths at EGX, you should definitely head to one if you're interested in getting into developing. And they were also
sure there are a few little career booths
yeah,
in the
I think
virtual site
so.
as well.
I feel like I've seen some when I was browsing it for some games to play. And they were also saying, obviously opportunities are really important, so you should try and network. And they said one of the best places to do that in your job when you get on in the industry is the kitchen. They're like, go to the kitchen. You'll make friends in the kitchen. You'll meet other people from the company in the kitchen over some coffee or tea. But basically just go to the kitchen and do your stuff in there, which was great. It was a really cool talk because I don't really get to see that much of the developer side of the game industry. I think you and me both focused on journalism, essentially.
Yeah.
But they were saying that when you release games, it is an incredible feeling, which I guess we wouldn't really know about because we report on games, we play games, we don't actually know what it's like for them to be released out into the open.
Playing games is a lot easier than making games, so I decided to go the easy route.
Easy route. But yeah, it was really good. It was really cool to see all of them talk about kind of what they've learned in their first year of the industry, and it was really honest as well. So you definitely got, if you're interested in it, you can probably watch it somewhere on Catch Up, I think. But yeah, it was really really good. Thoroughly recommend. Yeah.
Checking it out. Okay,
Absolutely.
well, that's making games, but let's go back to playing games
Playing
because we also
games.
played a game each. Would you like me to go first, or
Yes, go ahead. You go
go
first.
on then? So I played a game called Going Under from Team 17. This is coming out later on this month, I think. I forget already. Bad memories, but it's an upcoming game. You can go into the Team 17 upcoming games booth, and if you click on the name Going Under, you'll be able to go and download a Steam demo. And if you like games like Binding of Isaac or Enter the Gungeon, things like that, roguelike dungeon crawlers, which I do, this is a really good game to try out. The graphical aesthetics are really cool. It reminds me of G-Nog, the that weird puzzler
I
from
love that game.
Tim
It's so
Schafer's company.
colourful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's very much like that in graphics, but you play an intern and you are basically trying to chase monsters out of failing companies
Oh
around
my
this
god.
giant corporation, and to fight the monsters you basically have to run around these offices and just pick up like anything you can get your hands on, so chairs,
Whoa!
cactuses, keyboards.
It looks so
uh,
colourful from the trailer.
yeah, and it's got all those kind of dungeon crawler, Binding of Isaac style things. So each time the levels are randomly generated, you can go into rooms and you can pick up different power ups, and
Oh
you
my
can try and
god, like a cat power up.
like a cat power up.
I heard a very
Um,
angry Titch
and
scream just then.
she didn't like she didn't like that, but
Oh,
she has to get her 5 minutes of fame. And but yeah,
absolutely.
I really really enjoyed that one. So much so that I played it for probably a lot longer than I should have done
Oh,
because each
really?
playthrough is different. One of the powers I got was called Yeet, so you could throw things further.
Sorry,
And when you
what?
yeah, and if you pick up the Yeet power up, then when you throw things, your character goes Yeet,
Yeet!
Yeet. So
Amazing.
yeah, that was really really good fun. That one. What else? There was different kinds of stores. You could buy things from the store in
Yeah,
there.
like there was so much to do. I was when I was looking through the games you could play today and everything. There was like so many different name titles and like
Mm,
sneak peeks that were so enticing. Because what's great is that the demos you have on most of the games at EGX are completely free to download.
yep.
So, like Ian said, like you can play the demos for quite a long time.
Mm,
And I am a sucker for one that you can just keep replaying and replaying and replaying. So that's why I picked the game Lovingly Evil, which is just such a great title. I couldn't not go for it. But if you're into Dream Daddy or Monster Prom, then it's definitely the game for you. It's the same kind
mhm.
of dialogue based like gameplay where you kind of meet characters, you get to build relationships with them.
A smooch 'em up, you
A
say?
smooch 'em up, indeed. Yes, a smooch 'em up. But Lovingly Evil is great. You can see it on the screen right now. So basically, you play a evil villain, but you're not really evil because you know it's a game. You get to design your character, and one of the things that was great about it is that you pick your body shape, not your gender, not your sex. It's more like what body shape do you like? Okay, that's what you are. As well as obviously pick your pronouns and stuff. And so I was a Medusa-like creature who flirted with the devil quite a lot, as you can see on the screen right now. Because I mean, look at him. And as you're walking around this kind of big conference area, because you're at a villains conference, you get to
Nice.
you get to talk to all the like super villains and
A
stuff.
villain expo, I like it.
Exactly. It's basically EGX but for villains.
Right.
So I really enjoyed it. But the demo was like pretty long. You get to meet this. She's a succubus, but she's a manager. She actually has transitioned from. She's not doing the like more what is it activity focused succubus work anymore. She's doing some other stuff. But it was
Okay.
really cool. It had a great range of characters
Mm.
that I really enjoyed talking to, and the art style is absolutely beautiful as well.
Yeah, looking at it now, it is very reminiscent of the Dream Daddy style
Exactly,
art.
yeah, very
Yeah.
much. And it's also a lot like Monster Prom as well, obviously because there's
Mm.
monsters in it. But as you see, there's a ton of mini games you can play as well. So I played one where the devil, bless him, is actually a real sweetheart and he runs a grilling booth. at the show instead of actually doing any talks and stuff, because he doesn't want people to just like be going towards him for like business opportunities. So instead you find him, he's like at his own barbecue booth just grilling sausages.
I bet the devil makes a mean hot dog.
Well, they are really good, really good. So
Don't be
like,
spicy, right?
yeah, you can make them whatever you want. So one of the things you can do is he's like, oh god, I've just seen a runaway soul from hell. Like I've got to go get them. Would you mind minding the grill for me? So as well as making food for the imps who are kind of like helping you do stuff, but they're really not. They're like patrons. You've got to also do like answer questions from the imps. So you essentially get to run hell for a small amount of time while you're on a barbecue grill. They're asking questions like, one of the imps just fell down a portal into somewhere. What do we do? And you're like, just leave them. It's probably fine. One of them's asking about like whether they can do some like modernizing of hell, and you're like, sure, I guess. But the whole time, these other imps are being like, I'd like a sausage with mustard and ketchup, and I'd like it well done, please. And then it's quite stressful.
It sounds fun though.
It's very fun, yeah, it's great. There's also a great part of it where one of the areas you can go to is a conference room, and in the conference room you can go to talks on like how to be a good villain. And I went to talks on mitigating life-threatening risks, which include things like don't have ventilation shafts that small children or pets can crawl through, because like the heroes will come and kill you if you do that, as well as like don't have lava or acid around, just have LEDs that look like lava or acid, because it lessens the chances of you getting pushed into said lava or acid.
These are excellent tips.
Really good tips for being a supervillain. Like I really appreciated it. But yeah, so it's called Lovingly Evil, and I would genuinely recommend it if you enjoy Dream Daddy or anything like
it's
that.
a really big demo, actually.
It's a massive demo. So like every time you pick something, time moves forward. So you can go to all the talks the entire day and not talk to anyone if you want. But it is also out on Steam now. So if you just want to buy it straight away and don't try a demo, then you can do that too. So I mean,
Nice.
what's not to like?
What it's not so I can do. I'm just trying to find out the release date for Going Under now. 24th of September, so next Thursday.
Oh, close, very
Going
close
Under
indeed.
release. So check out that demo if you enjoy those type of dungeon crawler games.
Yeah. So as well as obviously doing games, we also have stuff that you can take part in right now, because we have a competition.
Yes.
Indeed. Ian, do you want to take it away?
Go on then. So I know you're all itching to know who won yesterday's competition. That competition was given to us by Outside Xbox, and the correct answer were of AIM stand. Oh, I see. So the question was, what does AIM stand for? And the answer is Advanced Idea Mechanics. And the winner of that was Robin Couch from Colchester in Essex. He definitely wasn't sitting on answering that question.
Congrats,
We will
Robin.
be in touch before the close of the event to sort out the prizes for you. And of course, we do have a competition for you to enter today. Today's Bag O' Swag has some beautiful goodies in it, so you have the chance to win a free year of Virgin Media's M500 broadband and a £100 Amazon voucher, plus a Planet EGX t-shirt, a EGX Digital logo enamel pin, an EGX Digital mug, and an EGX Digital cap, so you can keep
All
your
the
head warm
things.
in the coming winter months. Oh, all the things indeed. So the question for today, and it's a bit more difficult than in the past few days, just as a warning there. The question is, who are the voice actors for Bruce Banner and Hulk in the Marvel Avengers game? That sounds like there might be two.
Yeah.
There.
Maybe?
The answer is within, somewhere, hidden within the Virgin Media booth. Is it under that table? Is it under that chair?
Where could it be?
Where could it be? Left, right, above you? Who knows? You've got to go to the Virgin Media booth to check that out and find out the answer. As usual, click on the competition link on the Virgin Media booth and then follow the email instructions, and we'll pick one random right answer in the morning, and the winner will be announced tomorrow. And it's very important to note that you only have 12 hours from the point of broadcast until each daily competition closes. So that means the competition is open right now, but it's going to close in 12 hours time. So get there, get searching, get answering, and get winning. And
Hopefully get winning, yeah.
Yeah, you could potentially be drinking some lovely tea out of an EGX Digital mug, while doffing your digital cap and wearing your T-shirt and adjusting your pen badge.
I thought you were going to say you could be drinking some delicious tea out of your EGX cap, because that's what I've learned to expect from you over the years. It's like the most
Well,
chaotic drinking beverage of choice is the one
the
that
thing
Ian will
is,
choose.
that's true. And the thing is, if you're winning it for free, it doesn't matter if you ruin it, really. So you
Exactly.
could
It just
actually
doesn't.
try and drink tea out of it
Who cares, you
while
know?
surfing the internet on your Virgin Media M500 broadband.
Nice, you worked all of the prizes
Yeah.
into that. Good job.
Well, hold on quick. While using your Virgin Media M500 broadband to surf Amazon to spend your £100 voucher.
Exactly, yes. Well, that's the competition. So, as Ian said, please do. And I got distracted by your dance then. That was a very good competition dance. I thought you were waving. But yeah, you have 12 hours to enter, so make sure you do that. And the winner will be announced during tomorrow's daily wrap. So keep your fingers crossed that it's your name that gets brought out of people's mouths on the internet, because that's what happens.
That is exactly whose mouth will birth your name.
Oh, God, Ian! I mean, that's basically my fault, though, to be honest.
Do a dance again, just to...
Gonna do another dance.
There we go.
Every time I do a tiny dance, my cardigan falls off my shoulders, so I'm trying desperately to keep it on, because whenever I get too animated, it just comes straight off.
If only you were in with a chance to win the Planet EGX shirt, and then you'd be fine.
I know, exactly. I could just wear that instead. But yeah, loads of good things coming up. In fact, there are more things coming up tonight, because although EGX is winding down for the day, PAX's sun is rising over the horizon. Look at it, rising.
You're painting such a beautiful picture.
Thank you. I'm trying very hard. But yeah, so a whole deluge of PAX events are about to kick off. So you should definitely stick around for that, which means more panels happening, as well as obviously demos are still available. So you should check that out as well. And in fact, we have picked out some stuff you should keep an eye out for when it comes to PAX, which are these ones. These sound amazing. I'm really excited for these. So the first one coming up is Control, a year later, the road to developing an award-winning supernatural trip. This is at 7:15 p.m. UK time, 2:15 p.m. What do we decide?
Extraterrestrial time.
Thank you, extraterrestrial time, and 11:15 a.m.
Panda time.
Yes, correct.
Right.
Remedies Entertainment's key creators and collaborators look back and celebrate a year of Control. Join game director Mikhail Kasurinen, creative director Sam Lake, as well as frequent Remedy collaborators, actress Courtney Hope, who played Jessie Faden in Control,
I'm going to have to tune in for that.
the protagonist, and Matthew Porretta, who played Dr. Darling, as they take an exclusive look at what it took to create Control and what the journey from conception to the final experience was like. Fair warning, this is going to be a lot weirder than usual.
Sold.
Absolutely, yeah. That genuinely sounds amazing. I really want to watch that one. And next we have one that I personally take a invested interest in, which is an introvert's guide to online networking, which takes place on the PAX channel at 11 p.m. UK time, 6 p.m.
Extraterrestrial time.
and 3 p.m.
Panda time.
Yeah. In the highly attended panel from PAX West, Australia and East last year, your favourite networking panel is back, and this time it's all about networking online. Yeah, we've all heard it. It's important to make real connections. Get on Twitter, chat, have fun, do this, do that. Sure, it seems like networking should be easier online, but in reality, it is just as difficult. I genuinely feel that. It's like, you think it's going to be easier because you don't have face-to-face interaction, but it's really not. What if you're squirming on the inside over what to say? What if you just want to lurk? Wait, is saying that weird to slide thing to appear in someone's DMs? Well, yeah, I always worry about that, sliding into someone's DMs with something weird. Like, am I overstepping my boundaries right here? Probably, all the time, yes. Are you becoming a reply guy? We got you. Get tips on how you can brave the social storm as an introvert with our panel of introverted, but look, we're here, panelists. We'll go through the do's and don'ts of the proper online networking and our own survival methods when it gets overwhelming. Genuinely, I think that's going to be really helpful. I'm actually going to go to that one.
That does sound super useful, actually, yeah.
I tend to overthink things when it comes to online interactions as well, so like it's
Oh, me
needed.
too. Me too. Especially when someone I really admire like
Oh
tweets at
God.
me, and then I'm like, am I writing the right tweet? Oh no,
I
what have I
overthink my
messed up?
response for about 10
Yeah,
minutes.
yeah. And
Yeah.
the more you think it, the harder it gets.
Exactly, yeah. So yeah, turn up to that one if you're an introvert like me and Ian and you worry about online interaction. And lastly, creating the Quest, an indie game level design panel, which is on the PAX 2 channel on Twitch, starting at 11:30 p.m. UK time, 6:30 p.m.
Extraterrestrial time.
and 3:30 p.m.
Panda time.
Yeah. Each game has a story, but what steps do our heroes take along the way to tell those stories? Whether they're shoveling, shooting, dancing, or being unbelievably brave, indie games heroes find their way through exciting and innovative level design. During our panel, we'll talk with the indie game level designers Michael Herbster, who made Shovel Knight and Bark, James Montagna, who made the Shantae series and Vitamin Connection, and Milton Guasti, who made Ori and the Blind Forest, about their design process and pick their brains on why indie game design captures the hearts of gamers from all over the world. Join us on the quest to discover what makes a fantastic indie game level. I like the chance to pick the brains or hear the brains being picked of someone who worked on Ori and the Blind Forest is amazing. I'm very into that.
I'm a big fan of Shovel Knight as well. So
Oh yeah,
Michael Herbster, I might have to tune in just for Michael Herbster.
I know. I never played Shovel Knight. I played the spin-off, kind of, a bit with the guy with the reapy thing, but yeah, with the thing.
Yeah. Shovel Knight it's like an old school NES game, but modern. So it hits all my nostalgia buttons basically.
You're it definitely kind of ticks all your boxes, doesn't it? But yeah, that is all the best, all the good stuff that we spotted coming up on PAX very soon. But of course, that doesn't mean that's all. There are loads more panels to sit into via live streams and the internet and the screens and stuff. There's loads of games to play.
There's like 12 different live stream like arenas basically.
There's so many. So there's loads to do. And of course, as we mentioned earlier, there's a competition for you to enter. So if you want to go visit the Virgin Media booth, you'll be able to try and answer the question we mentioned earlier and get your hands on all of the swags that are happening.
Yes, get that cap on your head.
And just do it. Go ahead and do it. Take it from us. But yeah, so I am already planning what I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm not going to lie. I think I already know the games that I want to play tomorrow.
Like I said on Monday, I enjoy like the pick and mix kind of scrabbling through and finding things on the day.
Yeah, you love that kind of thing. The scrum, as it was.
Yeah. Just say it feels like it just feels like being at an actual show where you're walking around and you see something out of the corner of your eye and you're like, I want to try that. I want to try that. It's the same, but you can do it in your pants.
Yeah, Ian, admit to me right now, are you in your pants?
No comment.
Okay, cool. Well, that is it from us at the moment. But Oxtra will be with you tomorrow to talk through more daily wrap, more of the good stuff that was happening. But don't go anywhere because we have an exclusive Xbox Series S gameplay trailer to bring you, and I'm very excited for that. Ian, are you excited?
I'm so excited I can barely contain myself.
Me neither. I mean, mind you, unlike you, I'm actually in trousers underneath my desk. I'm not in pants, so it's a bit easier for me to continue. Are you doing a little excited dance?
I'm doing an excited dance. You're doing an excited dance. Gameplay trailer.
Me too. Well, here it is right now. We will see all of you tomorrow when we do another stream. And until then, enjoy the trailer, everyone. Goodbye. Bye.
For the very first time, this is Dirt 5 running on Xbox Series S. In this gameplay footage, you're seeing the awesome Rock Bouncer tackling an extreme Pathfinder event. Dirt 5 takes advantage of smart delivery across Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and Xbox Series S, meaning no matter which console you're playing on, you'll get the best, most optimized Dirt 5 experience.